This is a canister filter, and let me tell you something. You don't need this thing. And you should not buy it also. What's up my aquatic friends, Raja here, and this is Taj Mahal Aquatics, your source of fun fish content and everything about the world of fish keeping. Everyone knows what a canister filter is, and many of you used it. But what if I told you that those filters are overrated and you don't need it? Yes, you heard that right. Canister filters are actually a bit overrated and you don't actually need those filters. But why? Why are those filters overrated and you don't need it? Well, if you wanna know, I will tell you why I think you don't really need those kinds of filter and why you shouldn't even buy it in the first place. Ready to know why? Let's dive in, shall we?
Well, I don't wanna jinx it, baby, and twist myself at the spine.
Making an aquarium setup is already expensive enough, especially for those unemployed fish keepers. But did you know what can make it more expensive? These filters. These filters are super expensive, and sometimes these filters can be more expensive than the aquarium itself. And now I'm wondering, what kind of fish do you want if you get a filter that's more expensive than a single aquarium? And why would even people buy it anyway? Sure, the fish that they want is the obvious reasons they get it, but here's the deal. If your aquarium is not as dense as the city of Jakarta right now, and has no messy fish in your aquarium, you don't need this filter. The price is an overkill. And it's not just about the price that makes you shouldn't buy it. While it has the most complete filtration system, despite it can be more expensive than the aquarium sometimes, not every aquarium needs it. Not every aquarium needs these kinds of filters, and they do just great with a lot of cheaper filter alternatives. Does a 10-gallon needs these kinds of filter? No. What about a 20-gallon? Also no. Well, how about 30-gallon then? You could use it, but depending on what you have, you can still use a cheaper hang-on back filter or sponge filter, especially if your aquarium is well planted, as plants can act as a natural additional filtration. So, not every aquarium needs it, especially the heavily planted ones or smaller ones. Squeezing this filter on a 20-gallon is like squeezing an F1 V10 engine on a Volkswagen Golf. These kinds of filters are better for larger aquariums. But even in a larger aquarium, this filter has a bit of issue. While these filters are better for larger aquariums, these kinds of filters sometimes can't handle a larger aquarium in some cases. Though this case doesn't happen to everyone, sometimes these kinds of filters are underperforming in a larger aquarium, which is ironic as these filters are marketed for larger aquariums. Why would this happen, you ask me? Well, my question is, what do you have in your aquarium? And how much fish do you have in your aquarium? This usually happens if your fish produce a lot of waste and you have many of them, or your aquarium is more populated than the city of Jakarta right now. Then expect your filter won't handle it. Same goes if the aquarium was too big, or you use the filter for pond setup. It won't work at its max. A sump filter might be a better choice for these large aquariums with a dense population. Canisters can sometimes not be powerful enough for these big aquariums. And you might ended up using more than one of these kinds of filters, as even though it was marketed for a larger aquarium, it might not work 100%.
Don't leave me here high and dry. Oh, well, I don't wanna jinx it, baby, and twist myself.
Yes, they came with more complete filter media, but that comes with a cost. These kinds of filters are far from convenient when maintenance. Sure, it may be complete, but not so practical to maintain. You need to shut down the power and disassemble everything to clean it. Not to mention you may spill water all over the place, and the possibility of leakage if you assembled it the wrong way, or you didn't secure the lid properly. Imagine you have to do that every time you need to do the filter cleaning. You have to disassemble every component and assemble it again properly so it doesn't leak, which is not practical by any reason. And although you may have to do the same thing with other filters, but guess what? Cheaper filters are easier to assemble than these filters. Sure, it has the most complete filter media, but it's a hassle to clean.
My mind. Oh.
Remember when I said that not every aquarium needs these kinds of filters? The reason why not every aquarium needs a canister filter is that there are better options that also have better prices. So why pay more when you can have a great filter that was way cheaper than these kinds of filter? There's a sponge filter that was the #1 choice for fish keepers that wants a cheap but effective filter. And there's also a hang-on back filter that does the same thing for also a lower price, and you can customize it if you want. And for larger aquariums, you can go with a more powerful sump filtration that is more capable for a larger aquarium, especially if your aquarium is more crowded than the city of Jakarta. So why would you pay for a canister filter when a better option is available? And you know what's even better?
Don't leave me here high and dry. Oh, oh, oh.
While there are better canister filter alternatives, do you know what's even better? Make your own filter. Instead of buying an aquarium filter, why don't you make it yourself? That is cheaper and better than store-bought. There are a lot of tutorial videos online about DIY aquarium filters you can try, and you could use that video to boost your creativity to make an aquarium filter that's also as powerful without spending so much money on these kinds of filters. So instead of getting a canister filter, why don't you show your creative side and just make it your own? It'll be more budget friendly for your wallet, and maybe you could use your creativity to make it better too.
Baby, you give me ice and fire. You're giving me wind and rain. You're some kind of butterfly. Baby, you give me midnight. You whip up my appetite. Don't leave me here high and dry. Oh, well, I don't wanna jinx it.
So that's it, guys. Those are the reasons why you don't need to buy or use a canister filter. You see, even though it might be tempting to get this filter because it has every filter media you need for an aquarium filter, this thing is an overkill for some, and actually, cheaper filters are already as good as this one, especially knowing it's cheaper. And for larger aquariums, there's a sump filter that is more powerful and effective, especially if the aquarium is more populated than the city of Jakarta. So I guess you don't have to get this filter. And why pay more when there's a better option, or you can make it your own but better. So that's a wrap for this video, and do you think canister filter are worth it? Let me know in the comment section below, and give this video a thumbs up if you like this video, and share this video to your friends before they get a canister filter. And if you want to see more cool fish content from this channel, make sure to subscribe because there will be more to come. Thanks for watching my aquatic friends, and have a wonderful aquatic life. See you next time.